Shalom, welcome to A Faithful Life. It is blazing outside today. I'm going to take it inside and we're going to go over Proverbs 8 day 8. Ooh, my hand is blowing off. Woo! See you in a minute. Shalom, welcome. It was hot out there. Today, Proverbs 8 is also going to be hot. It's going good. I'm looking forward to the challenge. Each and every day I'm learning more and more and meditating more, and I'm just sharing, and let's continue to share, grow, and exceed in wisdom. So all praise be to the Most High. We're going to go into Proverbs 8. What I wanted to talk about today was the feminine principle of wisdom. What I thought was interesting is that Solomon calls wisdom a she, and he also calls understanding a she. And we often wonder where we are in scripture as women. Where is our representation? And if we continue to read here, Solomon shows you your representation of that energy that you bring, that spirit, that feminine energy that you bring from the very beginning. So I thought this was something to bring out, to see that we do have a role, and everybody's role is different. And so some may be deemed more important than others, but nobody's role is really more important than others. Everybody collectively will get further. But if we quiet the voice, in this case of wisdom, if we shut her up and we don't seek to get understanding, and we just want to know about the knowledge, and there's a coldness and there's a lack of that embrace that the feminine principle gives, there's a lack of the nurturing that the feminine principle gives, there's a lack of that love that the feminine principle brings. Now let's look outside in the world and we see abundance of a masculine energy, which is, you gotta know, we gotta go and we gotta do, and we're just like this. And the most I said in the beginning, Adam, it's not good, you should be alone. You know what I'm saying? And he made you a helpmate. He brought back that feminine principle to you so that she could balance you. So ladies, your job is very important, and when we forego that by trying to think like what? Act like a man, or think like a man and act like a lady and all kind of crazy stuff like this, it throws everything off balance and out of whack. We have to act and think as the principle that we were created to be. This energy of wisdom is one that is, when I looked up wisdom, the Hebrew word for wisdom is chokmah. We could say chokmah. It's fun to say chokmah. That is the feminine principle, wisdom in Hebrew. Both principles in order to ride this bike. It's like riding a bicycle. One is the left pedal more important than the right, or the right pedal more important than the left. You need both of them to get somewhere. It says, and for unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. You see, so the feminine is calling the masculine. She's calling him to say, hey, come here. I got something to tell you. Oh, you simple, understand wisdom, and you fools, be of understanding heart. Because honestly, that's why they wrote, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. We think differently. And it's not something to say it's not one to pit one against the other. We need both components to really get somewhere productively in life. But when it is that the competition is between the two, or one doesn't appreciate the other, or the other thinks that they're greater, wisdom says, oh, you simple, understand wisdom. Because you may have knowledge. Yes, I know how to do this thing. But the way in which you're doing it, is it wise? And what will the end result be, which is understanding, which is a kind of patience that the woman is supposed to represent and bring in. She's supposed to, like I said before, bring in that love, bring in that nurturing. That's why she's the first one. Mommy, you are the first one to hold that child. You are the first one to nurture that child. You're the first one to connect to that child. You're the first one to extend. Why did the Most High put the feminine principle as the first teacher? Which is, in this case, is representing wisdom. Why are you the one in first contact with life? Why did you hold life in your womb? Why were you given the tools and ability to nurture that life and bring it forward and then be the first one to feed it? Because you are important. And once we begin to understand that, we won't negate ourselves, or we won't let others negate us. Prayerfully, we'll begin to understand that feminine principle, read more about her, begin to read about wisdom more, and see what she does and why she does what she does, and try to get an understanding of it. Wisdom says in 7, for my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are righteous. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. It's like, a woman who has nasty speech. And you're like, ooh. She's all pretty. She got her makeup on, and she got the lipstick going on all up in here. Remember that line, oh, this Maybelline? And she got it all over her face, and she's jazzing. She's jazzing. She's tipping her hat. And then she opens her mouth, and you're like, whoa, that came out of there? It says here, All words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them, because it doesn't match. It doesn't match for such beauty. The Most High created the feminine principle to have such beauty, the beauty that we see in creation, the artisticness that we see in creation, like some say, the right brain that we see in creation, with the colors and the curves and the beauty. But she can't exist by herself, because she needs form and she needs function and she needs functionality, you see? But what if a world was all gray with straight lines? But what if it was all colorful with no order? And so that's why the two together make the world beautiful, and any of them out of balance causes disharmony or disunity. She goes on to say in 14, counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. By me kings reign and princes decree justice. It's funny, because when I watch a lot of, let's say, cultural movies, and I see that overseas in other nations, a prince cannot be ready to rule and be a king until he has a queen. And that's interesting. When he comes of age, they say, now my son, you must be married. In order, so they even know that you have to bring the balance. A king cannot govern without a queen, because that wisdom, that sound counsel, that ability to say, hey, maybe we should look at it another way, that has to be there in order for you to be, whole, in order for you to be on even keel. There's so much here that it's like a 3-course meal in just this one proverb. It's 36 verses long, and it's so full all the way through. And when I begin to look at wisdom personified and begin to ask the Most High for that to be bestowed onto me as a feminine principle, to begin to absorb what she is saying and begin to change and emulate and pattern my life, my thoughts, my behavior after what she is saying, that I will be wise in my end, and wise to do good and not to do evil. You understand? And that's that principle, that love, that nourishing, that creativity. Don't let it die. Don't let them sell us a lie. Don't follow the masses. Begin to learn and really look within to see how is it that we fit. I'm sorry, I just started talking to the ladies, but it's a beautiful proverb. I had a beautiful time. This is running really long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it right now, because I'll keep going, because this one is juicy. But thank you for tuning into A Faithful Life. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And I know y'all gonna like, where's she going with all of these delightable hats? But if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'll put the box right here. And if you haven't seen the other videos, let me move over. I'll put them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and today is number 8. So